What phrase do you absolutely hate? This isn't necessarily a common phrase, but lately I've been really annoyed by all the shitty article headlines that go something like, "Child found alive after missing for 5 years and it's our favorite story ever," or "Certain company refuses to do thing and it's so wrong." These might not be the best examples, but it's sort of the idea, where the headline has someone's own personal opinion with an almost childlike inflection added. Imagine actual broadcast news reading out headlines like that: 15 killed in terror attack and that's really bad. Product recallers: shards of glass found in cereal. Oh no. But it's so tasty. Take me back, and I did something on social media. We need to talk. Obligatory, not a apostrophe. There's that old joke. A man has a heart attack on a plane full of Redditors. The flight attendant shouts, "Do we have a doctor on board?" 5 people immediately stand up and say, "I'm not a doctor but apostrophe." Edit. OMG. Thanks for all the likes. In these unprecedented times, apostrophe. Is everything restored / destroyed? Faith in humanity is everything you've ever needed. Saved me. They really need to stop this shit. I aggressively block any page on Facebook that uses headlines like this. Also, F news headlines that tell me why you should be afraid. I'm pretty sick of the news telling me to be afraid of everything. If I can do it, so can you. Saw a post just today in a similar vein of a girl who traveled the world and found herself and started living life, and so can you kind of shit. Like, no, I cannot also do that because you did. I'm not drowning in money and vacation time. I have to keep up with my effing rent. Thanks for the update. I have an irrational hate of that phrase. Does would have and similar count? I cringe every time I see someone write that rather than would have / world vied it, a word. New normal. There's someone out there for everyone. You'll find someone eventually. You're gonna have to figure something out. Usually set to an impossible situation that someone else has caused, but expects me to fix. Often. If 3 people are expecting me in different places at the same time and I tell someone they are just going to have to wait, I don't have to wait. You need to figure something out. No, Karen. I'm not exempt from the laws of physics. I'll be with you in a moment. Really, it's just an easy way to decide who gets let down. If you can only make one person happy with an outcome, pick the one who isn't being an asshole about it. You have to respect my opinion. No, I don't. You can voice your opinion, and I'm allowed to ignore it, criticize it, debunk it, ridicule it, or think you're a giant asshole for it. Age is just a number. Be yourself. I am, because I can't help it. But nothing good ever came from that for me. Edit. To be more precise, I think people who are good at controlling themselves, their feelings and what they say, faking etc., are doing much better in their lives. Especially at work environment. Alternative facts. Unprecedented times. All of them. F you. Phrases. You never did any good for me. Say it louder for the people in the back. Cool. Calm. And collected. I'm so OCD. I'm not judgmental but. The customer is always right. No, the F they aren't. Actually, it's usually the opposite. This being a common phrase just gives asshole customers an excuse to be a D to minimum wage workers because they think they can get away with it and get whatever they want. It's not a phrase, but the word hubby makes me cringe every single time I see or hear it. Don't know why. Not a phrase, but I hate when people say regardless. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Yes, it does. That's why tall buildings have lightning rods. Could care less. When what you mean is that you don't care. I'm sorry yo, you fealty hat WA. It's a non-apology that means nothing. But my narcissistic mother thinks it absolves her of any guilt or blame for the things she does and says. Love laugh live. Sheeple. Often smugly used by other sheeple. Everything happens for a reason. Absolute bullshit. This phrase is severely misused. Everything happens for a reason. But not everything happens to a purpose. Yes, cause and effect is a thing. But that doesn't mean that the thing that happened was part of a larger goal. Sometimes bad happens with no purpose to it at all. Hard choices, tough choices, any synonym thereof uttered by a politician. It always means they're cutting pensions or social programs. It's always seen as brave for politicians to make these choices with other people's money and livelihoods. They're always ready to fight to the last drop of someone else's blood. Interesting that both quotes above are also literal names of books by American politicians. Let that sink in. I did a thing. I also hate the phrase gotcha day for pet adoptions. There's a boomer catchphrase in my country that when translated goes something like, "You're only starting the journey. We're already on the way back." They use this to promote their own wisdom and advice, as if their life experiences automatically make them an authority on how the world works. One of my favorite rebuttals to this is a piece of trivia I learned from National Geographic. The top 10 most in-demand jobs of 2010 did not exist in 2004. The world is changing very, very quickly.